Welcome to Bang It News. Today is Covfefe, Arabic for I will stand up. Claim. Covfefe means something, anything. This claim is false. Small description. After President Donald Trump mistyped, then deleted a tweet, some hurried to ascribe meanings to the mistyped word Covfefe. Explanation. On 31 May 2017, President Trump sent a late-night tweet that began with a complaint about his press coverage and ended with the non-word Covfefe, baffling many. While Covfefe jokes proliferated, some began speculating that Trump had not accidentally flubbed the word coverage, but instead had been speaking either in code or Arabic. The hashtag Covfefe plot thickens. According to Google Translate, Covfefe means I will stand up in Arabic. https://t-company/ayak for you Covfefe David Miles at Chris David Miles, June 2017. However, Google Translate brings up nothing at all for Covfefe in Arabic. Only by turning it into two words and adding an apostrophe -Covfefe -1 can create a phrase that Google Translate says means I will stand up. That's a bit of a stretch and it's not even correct. Rasha Sharif, a linguist and language instructor at the DC-based International Center for Language Studies said. Sharif, who is fluent in multiple Arabic dialects, told us by email, no, the word has nothing to do with the Arabic language. In fact, Arabic does not use a V sound, which already rules out Covfefe or Covfefe as a word. Sharif says that she does not trust Google Translate, because anyone can edit the translations. I found many words translated wrong in the language tools, she said. So how do you say I will stand up in Arabic? The nearest translation of the phrase is Sa'akif or, Sharif told us, variations, a separate rumor. This one, published by the Marshall Report, held Covfefe, pronounced Cov-Fe-Fi, is an antediluvian term for in the end we win. It was commonly used by the sons of Adam to rail against the evil actions of the fallen who had led man astray. The term gained popularity prior to the Great Deluge and was rarely used after the flood subsided. It regained favor around the time Nimrod was building his tower, after which it was entirely lost in translation at Babel. The term antediluvian does not refer to a language, but a biblical time period before the flood. Needless to say, the writer, Diane Marshall, offered no proof for her claim. The Marshall Report frequently uses satirical and fake articles as the basis for its posts. Another rumor, posted to Facebook by one commenter and printed by the website Godlike Productions, held that word came from a Yiddish folktale about a rare butterfly. A few people have asked me about President Trump's tweet in which he used the word Covfefe. Most people think he meant to write coverage and they have had quite a bit of fun with it. But actually it is a real word of Yiddish origin, meaning a futile search or a pointless and false quest. It was originally transliterated from the Hebrew as Covfefe, whose etymology is cab relating to the mystical Kabbalah, and Fefe, which is a word for butterfly. What Trump was actually saying in Yiddish tweet speak was, we are doing great things despite the press's negative and pointless search. Aka fake news. For those who are interested, the idea of Covfefe comes from an old Yiddish tale about a foolish Sephardi rabbi who believed he was called to find and destroy the mythical and rare butterfly known as Ben Shiza, or Lucifer butterfly, minus a name that comes from Hillel ben Shahar, meaning shining star. See Isaiah 2:12 p.m. Also see Ephesians 2:2. Where Satan is called the prince of the power of the air. The rabbi claimed that the Ben Shiza was recognizable by a unique and disturbing pattern on its huge wings, which looked like the moon and star symbol of the god Baal-headed. He was convinced that this ominous creature housed the spirit of Satan and that if he could destroy it, he would free the world of evil. We contacted Ben Kaplan, the education administrator at the YUVO Institute for Jewish Research, who told us by email, after consulting with colleagues, the Yiddish language and literature scholars at the YUVO Institute confirm that Covfefe is not a Yiddish word. However, an anonymous source warns against whispering it 3 times in the dark, In a mirror. During a full moon. Isaac L. Bleeman, a PhD candidate and Yiddish scholar at New York University's Linguistics Department, added, "It is obviously a typo for coverage. I see no clear, or even unclear, connection to Yiddish. As for the legend cited, if you Google the string Covfefe, there are only results and all are either typos, or related to the Covfefe incident. Nothing found in Google Books. So chances are it was made up. The only Yiddish word Covfefe brings to mind is Coptic headache. But that would not make sense in the context of the tweet, and it is not an especially common borrowing into Jewish English. So Trump probably has never heard the word, and certainly won't use it in his English. We know from Trump's use of schlonged in 2015, a verb that he took from the Jewish English word for penis that ultimately derives from the Yiddish noun schlang snake, that his use of Yiddish borrowings can be rather idiosyncratic. But I don't think this is one of those Yiddishisms. I'd sooner look for a Russian connection. Covfefe is not a word, nor is it a Nazi, Israeli, or any other type of acronym. It has no meaning. The president clearly mistyped a tweet, which he later deleted. Updated to June 2017 to include Yiddish variation. Updated 5 June 2017 to include clarification from Rasha Sharif.